Hey, believe it or not, it's June 1st. I thought I would do a quick wrap up of the previous month, the month of May. Things that I've added to my collection that I have found out and about in different record shops. I've had a couple situations where I've made some purchases online, and I'll talk about the various purchasing formats. Let's start right here. Everything's Gone Green, New Order. Love that design. Check out the back cover. No barcode, no date. This signifies it is a very, very first release from Belgium, believe it or not. Side two, two other additional tracks that are fantastic. Mesh and Cries and Whispers. Really, really cool. This was the last stuff that that New Order worked with Martin Hannett, who was the producer, with that real kind of pared down. There's that label with the blue print on the label. Getting really close to having all of those original 12-inch singles. The gem, of course, is that very first pressing of Ceremony. Absolutely required if you are a fan of New Order and Joy Division, but loved to pick this up. And this was from the Vinyl Archivist, P.B. Thal, one of his frequent auctions that he has on YouTube. Picked it up for a great price, so thank you, Patrick. Let's move on to the very first REM album, Murmur. This is a minty copy of the record. The sleeve, of course, is minty, and of course it was on IRS. If you look at the label at the very, very bottom, maybe I'll show a photo of this. You want to be looking for the letter B, and that signifies it was an Electro Sound Midwest pressing. Look for EMW in the dead wax. And when you hold this particular pressing up to light, it is translucent. Really, really clean copy that I found at Absolute Vinyl Records and Stereo in Longmont, Colorado. I've been looking for this for a while. I have a couple other non-translucent pressings, so happy to add this. Since we're speaking about translucent pressings, this is, fair warning, you can see the gold stamp promo right here. This is the very hard to find Los Angeles pressing, the promo. I want to thank Chris from the Vinyl Piper, who actually sent this to me out of his own collection. I'm gonna send something back in return, but very nice of him. He saw my recent video talking about this pressing and how hard it is to find. Really nice copy, super clean, sounds great. I don't think I'm going to buy the one step. I'm really happy with this now. Fantastic Van Halen record. Smokin' OPs, this is, of course, Bob Seger's really good record from 1972. Check this out. It's a play on the Lucky Strike logo off the cigarette packs, of course. And then Smokin' OPs is called, it's slang for smoking other people's cigarettes. Side one of this record is all covers, but this does include a Bob Seger early classic, Heavy Music, which is the last song on side two. Now, it's very easy to find this record these days as a later reissue on Capitol, but it is increasingly difficult to find the Palladium, the original pressing, on that cool label. And then you'll see Palladium on the very bottom here as well. Near mint condition, found it for a really great price. Twist and Shout Denver, a fantastic record shop. About 2 weeks ago, I was able to make it down to Boulder. Actually, I came through Boulder on the back end of a business trip. And when I'm in Boulder, I go to Paradise Found. They're on the Pearl Street Mall. This is really cool. This is a white label promo, the Bob Welch period Penguin. And there is the band here. Now, this was the point in time where they had Dave Walker was in the band for a cup of coffee, but he actually has 2 songs on this. The Derelict, pretty cool vocalist and harmonica player. There is that gorgeous white label promo label, Fleetwood Mac, The Penguin. Back to PB Thall's auction, Patrick, the vinyl archivist, he had a really clean copy of Rumors in the shrink with the original price tag here. I couldn't pass this up because nobody else was bidding on it, and I think I won this thing for $10. I do have the double 45 RPM, the Kevin Gray, Steve Hoffman, amazing pressing, but sometimes it's nice just to throw on the 33, have no breakup and flow, and I have been looking for a clean copy of this at a reasonable price. I mean, this is, if you go to shops these days, I am seeing prices of $35, $40, $45 at shows too for Fleetwood Mac Rumors. And you do want to find, if you are looking, you do want to find the Palm Tree label, the very first pressing. But hey, thanks Patrick, great copy, really pleased with that. My friend Nick here locally is a buddy of mine, and he is a co-founder of a group of vinyl record collectors, record enthusiasts called the Vinyl Herd, H-E-A-R-D. They have a Facebook group. They put on the Northern Colorado Record Show every year. And he has a DJ set occasionally here in town at a local brewery. He just picked up a really very nice, very minty collection from an estate sale in Cheyenne, Wyoming. And picked up the second Peter Gabriel, the Scratch record, famously co-produced by Robert Fripp. Make sure you check out Robert Fripp's kind of companion album. Gabriel is on it as well. And they're doing their own version of Exposure. It might be better than the Peter Gabriel version on this record. But this is no slouch. This is really good. I love the sound of this record. Recorded well, of course, on the Atlantic label, and this is a Monarch pressing. Really, really nice. Last one for today. This was back at Twist and Shout Records in Denver. Couldn't pass up a super clean, original UK Pete Townsen solo, the first solo record. Of course, this has got Piranesi, his version. I've talked about Piranesi recently, but a really lovely song called Sheraton Gibson is on side 2. This was a gatefold, of course, and it has the poster. It has this really nice UK with the original bag. In really, really great condition, super quiet. What more can you ask for a classic record from, when did this come out? 1972. There is the poster. Pete Townsen, Who Came First? That's it for the May wrap up. There were some other records down the road that I'm not going to talk about today, maybe on a future episode. Stay tuned. I'm going to be coming to you from a remote location probably next weekend. Got a little record junket planned, so thanks for watching, and we will be back later.